And we are live. So, why don't we get started with a formal intro, guys, right? Y'all ready?
You are listening to Musician Today's weekly podcast, We Are Getting Host. Tune in for your insight into a professional musician's life and awesome new music.
So welcome guys into another episode of Musician Today, where we have special guests every week. Well, hopefully every week. So today we have a very, very special guest, someone who's actually a friend of ours from our own Facebook group. So today we have a creative designer, explorer, and motivation enthusiast who creates a very inspirational artwork. My friend Delon Ross, welcome!
Thank you!
So, Delon and I are here to speak about the power of music in our daily lives. Power of it, motivational strength, it's inspiration to our lives. So helping us organize, because essentially that's what makes artists successful, is when we share our music with others and it inspires them to do something. It motivates them to do something good in their lives as well, right? So Delon, why don't you give us a little brief breakdown to what you do, what kind of artwork you create?
Sure! I create lettering crafts, prints, bullet journaling art, and envelopes. I do all sorts of things. Like I can help people find what they're looking for and like captivate like a theme with their like even wedding vows, or even just something like something really nice, like something, or even like for events like RSVP invitationals. So there's all sorts of things. I even do live lettering sometimes.
Oh, amazing. So I saw those things where you draw, so you actually draw those by hand.
Yeah, well, it's like you're drawing the letters rather than writing them. So it's hand lettering and writing are two different things. Because it's not about your writing, because you're actually doing the upstrokes and the downstrokes.
Wow, that's amazing. I've done some visual art when I was younger, up until I was about 16. So I was really into those Eastern techniques of painting on silk, and I love that. I know how much it takes, right? How much effort it takes to make those, how much control you need.
Yeah, it's very slow and steady, so it's not like writing where you're like going like that. It's like you're making actual strokes, so it's like a skeleton. So it's like you're making different strokes, and it's like puzzle pieces that you're just putting together.
Well, that's amazing. Well, thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So maybe we'll see some of your works today.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to share. Yeah.
Okay. So on the topic of music, tell us something about your musical experience. Like, have you studied music? Have you been has music played an important part in your life?
It sure has. Before I even started lettering crafts, I've taken music since elementary school.
Wow.
And even till high school, I've studied it in grade 11 and 10. And
What instrument?
I've started with the recorder, then I've taken the saxophone in grade 8. Then in high school, I did percussion. And I even took music classes in the real world with piano.
Amazing. Very good.
Yeah, there's a really good music teacher that she's really patient, and I really recommend the piano. Like, it's just because I wanted to learn guitar, but I wanted to learn more of the piano first, because reading music and the notation is just it's fascinating to
It's
see
a
how
skill, right?
It's
like learning a new language. So a lot of my students struggle with that too. They can hear it, they can recreate the sound here by ear, but it's hard to focus on looking at the page and reading it like a book, right? So it's a special skill. You just gotta practice it, right?
Right.
Okay, amazing. So I think we've covered the most important introductory questions. So now the next step is, because our podcast is very business oriented, we like to dig deeper. So tell us, how exactly do you incorporate music into your life? So do you listen to songs for inspiration? Do you just listen to something as you go to work?
Good question. It's a bit of both, actually, because sometimes I listen to it for fun, just to unwind, because when there's so much stress after work, because when we do a lot of auditing, it's just sometimes it's like need a break, so just listen to music for fun. And sometimes I also incorporate it because of the chords. Like, music captures themes, like I've noticed, like sometimes like you can tell like when a song has like an overarching theme of joy or exuberance or very subdued or very introspective. Like, it just it feels like it actually conveys messages in ways that words typically I find challenging. So it's
Right.
like, it just, like the
Right.
music is the expression. It is like, because music is the driving force behind intuition, I find. Like there's a lot of science behind it. Like it just affects, like it really changes the atmosphere. Like it's just, and it really
Absolutely.
incorporated into my life just by, sometimes I might even sing along to a song just
Yeah.
spontaneously, and it's just,
Right.
yeah.
I do that too all the time. And sometimes people think I'm crazy on the bus.
You're not crazy.
Who cares?
Are-
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, who knows? Like, what is crazy? Like, what's normal? Like,
Yeah, that's true. I have a friend who lives in LA and says there's nothing wrong with anything.
that's deep.
I
Because
know. He's
that's
gonna
deep.
be on our show too. I can't wait. Okay, so what kind of music do you normally listen to? What's your favorite? What's your favorite genre? Your favorite artist?
Right now, I really like the pop music. Like, it's just very
Nice.
upbeat. It just exudes a lot of joy. Like
Yes.
a lot of Taylor Swift music's a lot more happier now than I
Yeah.
used to. Like a lot of her new songs, I find are
Yes,
just very
yes.
like her new album. Like about,
I like the new song that came out, Me.
Me,
It's
yes.
very happy and colorful.
it's
Yeah.
very colorful and very joyful.
Yes.
And there's also
And it's with that guy from Panic at the Disco.
Yeah,
he's
that's why.
really happy too.
That's why I was really drawn to, because Panic at the Disco is really cool.
Yes,
Their High Hopes
yes.
song is like,
Yeah,
it's just
amazing.
amazing. It just blew me away. Like, I'm just like, wow.
I follow the artist, a string player who played with them on tour. So
Really?
she's a violist and she does like some yoga and natural, medicine, like creams and herbs and stuff like that. She's amazing too. So okay, very good. So you have heard some of our music already, Iron Fiddle.
I have.
How would you put that into category? Like, does it feel motivational? Does it feel more inspiring? Does it feel more like heroic? Like, what's your take on it? So just pick a song that you remember and tell me how that makes you feel and what it makes you want to do.
I felt very adventurous, like very heroic almost. Like, it feels like
Nice.
you're on this journey to like conquering the things that are weighing you down in a way. Like,
Yes.
I feel like it's just like you feel like you're overcoming your obstacles that are thrown at you, because if those obstacles are in your life, that means you can actually surpass and achieve them, because it's like maybe those obstacles are maybe just like a little roadblock that you can actually hop over and leap forward.
Exactly. That's kind of why we created it. So that's why I created it. So for me, this was like, it's like you said, overcoming the obstacles, like crossing the swamp of my problems and emerging on the other side. So
There you go.
Yeah, it's been happening since probably I was 23 or so. And that's the thing I feel like a lot of people of our age do feel in their lives, right? That like they're not exactly where they want to be, or
Right.
with their music or with their art, they're not exactly in a place where they would like to be. So your blueprint in your head tells you one thing, that you should be here now, but you're still here.
Right, yeah.
And that might make people feel sad and unmotivated, right? And
Right.
my screen keeps dying. No worries. So basically, what I wanted to write is a song or just sound, something that will push you to keep achieving, because you have to stop comparing yourself to people that you look up to, right?
Right.
So they're great to have in your life. Like, I'm a big fan of Tina Guo. I'm a big fan of Lindsay Sterling. To me, they're like gods and Jesus. But if you stop comparing yourself and instead you trace down what they did in their career, how did they become so successful, you start seeing the steps, step by step, and you start building your staircase as well, right?
Right.
And then you see they're not that different after all. Right? There's no need to feel bad. So that's why my music is heroic, because I want you to be the hero of your life, right?
Bingo.
Yeah. I want you to get up out of bed and just pick up what you love and just do it, right? Don't judge yourself. Don't look at everyone else. Don't look outward. Look within for your true happiness and joy, right? Yes?
Yeah.
So, bringing us to the next topic, what is your biggest joy? What is your biggest passion at this stage of your life? What is the one thing that you absolutely need to do and absolutely love to do every day?
The one thing that brings joy into my life is inspiring others and having fun outside. Like it's just the weather, the fresh air, the forest. It's just
I find me too.
It's
Me
breathtaking.
too. I love
it.
it.
It is breathtaking. Like it just really brings inner peace and joy to my life because of all of the leaves and all the oxygen and all of the. It's just sunshine.
Yeah.
It just brings joy and exuberance.
It does. It absolutely does. I love to live in the woods. But then I know it'd be far away for you guys to come see me. So
yeah, it's literally the theme of my lettering. Like it's predominantly nature themed.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way. So I love to go into nature to recharge. I feel like it inspires you. And same with some of my role models, like my professor from York. He's a composer, David Mott. So after he retired, he just lives in the woods and like the countryside or the woods. I don't know where. But so what he does is write music and just get inspired and enjoying life, right? So that's the dream life. That's the goal. That's the retirement goal, guys, is to have it in the woods. Right? So I absolutely love that. And nature has incredible power. So the theme of our album is so I feel like why it works is because we tap into the natural power of the earth, of the elements, of the sun, of the water, of the fire and ice, right? So the Song of Ice and Fire inspired the whole idea, and actually that was before the show. So I started writing that before I watched the show, inspired by George Martin's books. So I feel like there's far more in the books, there's far more magic, there's far more mystery in the books, there's far more character development. Well, because the show only has a limited time, it's an amazing show. But what do you think? Have you watched Game of Thrones?
I've watched a few episodes, not as much as I had hoped to. It's just really intriguing, actually, to say the least.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Sometimes it's a little confusing at times.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be confusing because you do have to read books.
There you go.
Yeah. The books have so much more insight, and I feel like it's the same with your life, with our character, with your character in your life, right? So there's a part of us that we kind of expose to the outside world. There's a part of us, like a character that we put on, right? And there's so much more depth underneath it. It's like an iceberg. So there's a part that people see, and there's a part that people don't see, right? So there's always so much more depth, and I feel like arts is the channel for that depth to come through and make it a little bit more evident to others, right? In a way that is understandable, in a way that you can connect to, that you can relate to. Right?
Awesome.
Very cool.
That is cool.
And what is your most recent art project that you're kind of working on right now?
Sure.
Do you have a big one? Do you have something that you'd like to share with us?
I do. I'd love to share with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it featured on this. Actually featured it on here as a matter of fact.
Amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, you can find Delon on his website, wanderlustcraftsd.com. It's wanderfulcrafts, WRITS.com, and you can see his beautiful artwork and the prints and all of the gorgeous writing in there.
This is what I'm working on.
Amazing.
Happy summer.
Woo! Can you see? Yeah, we can get it closer. Yay!
Yeah, I've been working on that.
And that's handwritten. Can you guys imagine what that looks like? Awesome. So you can actually find Delon on Instagram as well, and it's Wonderful Crafts, right? So tag it Wonderful Crafts.
I have another one I'm working on.
Oh, amazing. Yay! Look, that looks like it was printed. That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've talked about music, we've talked about our songs too. And oh, by the way, so would you recommend our music to someone who's kind of going through that same struggle?
Definitely. It's very insightful, and it'll help you figure out, just take you to that place that you need to find in yourself, like that the strength that you can actually have the courage to endure, that you can actually go through what you grow, and you can grow through that. And
absolutely, because you are a warrior.
You were made for this.
Yes,
you got this.
Yes, you got it. You are stronger than you think. Isn't it amazing though when you emerge from something that you thought you couldn't handle and then you actually overcome it and you wake up the next morning and say, wow, I can't believe I did that, right? And then even like if it's such a silly thing, it's like, oh my God, I have a 12-hour day at work. And then you come home like, hey, it's not so bad, I did it. So you think like, wow, I'm actually stronger than I thought I was, right?
That's what that's exactly what happened, because you get into these mindsets, and then once you realize that they sometimes feel the same way too, to the people that you look up towards.
Yes,
they have people that they look up to too, so it's like a cycle. So it's like,
yes.
So at the end of the day, it's like we all have our own story. Like we're the star of our lives.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So tell it true, right? Tell it as it is.
Exactly. There you go.
Good. So speaking of people we look up to, do you have like a role model? So at this point with your life and with your craft, do you have a role model that you like to sort of check out what they're doing and look up to them? And
yes, Ensign Insights is one of my favorite calligraphers.
Oh wow.
So
what's
talented. Ensign Insights. Sarah Ensign Insights.
Oh, Sarah. It's at her. Okay.
And there's also Bridget Lynn, and there's Sam Perrette.
Nice.
Like they're really talented calligraphers. And they're very inspirational because they encourage you not to compare, and because comparison is not only a thief of joy, it's a thief of everything.
It's a trap.
It holds you back.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Because
you go out, you see somebody be like, hey, their shoes are better than mine.
How do you know that they're better for sure? Like, how do you prove it? Like, how do you prove that one person is better than another?
Right. So comparison is really, it just comes from our insecurities, right? So, and most of those things were kind of instilled in our consciousness since childhood, right? So, and growing up, we begin to realize and recognize those things that they're not really true you, right? If any of you guys watch Gary Vee, I love Gary Vee. He's an amazing, he's a business coach, but he motivates everything. So his videos are short and to the point. So what I like about Gary Vee is that he says that it's not really you. It was either your parents or your environment, or somebody told you that and you believed it because you were little, you were a kid, right? So a childhood consciousness absorbs everything as true, right? So growing up, I know it's hard to see the difference, but growing up we start to build the strength of character, and we start to recognize, oh, this is what I am, this is who I am, and someone told me it's not good enough, but that's their reality, it's not my reality, right? So like today, in today's world, everything is possible, right? You can put something on YouTube and go viral the next day. You never know. But it doesn't happen overnight, obviously, but it will happen if you stay true to your brand, if you stay true to who you are, if you brand your craft around what you truly believe, right? And not trying to copy someone else, not trying to mimic what they do. Maybe learn from it, right? But you can't just be like, okay, because this person is doing that video, I'm gonna do it too. But if it doesn't really make you happy, people are gonna feel that, right?
Yeah,
so it's important to do what you love, even if it's small baby steps, right? Someone will notice, someone will connect to it if it's genuine and true. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm gonna change my screen settings so it doesn't die out on us. Okay, Delon, so now we have a fun game that I like to call Boo or Woohoo. And you're actually gonna be the first person to get tested on it.
Alrighty. Oh.
So it's gonna be epic. So basically what we do is it's kind of like a rapid fire, right? I'm gonna ask you 10 random questions that are literally just, I wrote because I thought it would be fun to ask, and you have to answer the very first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay? You're up for it?
I'm up for it. Let's do this.
So we have an epic countdown track in here. It's really cool. There's 60 seconds. So 10 questions. That means you have 6 seconds per question. And if we run out of time, we're just gonna say boo. If we didn't, we're gonna say woohoo. So I hope that this is gonna be fun for you guys too. Okay, so I'm gonna start the countdown. It's gonna count on 3, 2, 1, and then we go, right? Okay, so you ready?
Ready.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
Avengers Endgame.
Woo! What is your favorite song ever?
Lots. It's like Taylor's. Or let's go with Excision. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay, best place to travel.
Paris.
Yay! How many music albums do you own?
20.
Okay. What's your favorite music artist? Any first thing?
Avril Lavigne.
Okay. Yeah, your favorite YouTube channel that you can't stop watching.
LGR Computers.
All right. Who is the #1 person you follow on Instagram?
Ensign Insights.
Wow. Name 3 people that you admire.
You're one.
Hey.
Elise Saunders and Luke Skywalker.
Woohoo! Favorite time of the day?
Afternoon.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Woo! We made it! Yay! Right on time, Dylan! Way to go! Perfect! By the way, Elise Sanders is a common friend of ours too. She's an amazing country singer and we do follow her on Instagram. She's great. If you guys don't know her, go check her out. Maybe I'll have her on the show too. That'd be great. So, amazing! So, but did you say dogs or cats? I don't remember.
I said dogs. You didn't hear? I love cats
Yeah,
too, but
me
I said
too,
dogs.
me too.
They're both good. They're both good. They both win.
That's true, yeah. So, okay, you deserve a nice cheer. Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
job, good job. So I like to do the kind of mental exercise, right? So it really makes, like, I feel like when you have to say the first thing that comes to your mind, it's a little bit more genuine in the moment, as opposed to you're thinking about what we might think when you say something, right? So that's really cool.
That is
right?
deep. That's a really good exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's totally amazing.
It's very real.
So, well, YouTube channel, amazing. Then your Instagram person was another calligraphist.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And 3 people. I'm so glad about all the 3 people that you admire. Thank you.
You having me on the podcast, like, that's an honor. Like, I'm grateful for this opportunity.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
joining us today. Like, I feel like we've received a lot of insight from someone who's not a musician per se, but someone who employs music in his daily life to motivate you, to just inspire you, right? And basically just enjoy it. Right?
Yeah.
It's always great to hear from people like that. So because it's hard for you to kind of, as an artist, to look outside and see what your work is being perceived like. And
Right.
if it moves anybody as much as it moves you. So hearing from others is important. That's why I always want to hear from you guys, right? So Delon is here today. We all get to hear his perspective, and I'd love to hear from you as well, right? So write below in comments, tell us how the music makes you feel, what your favorite music is, what your favorite artist is, right? And what it helps you do. Maybe it helps you create some painting, maybe it helps you dance, maybe it just helps you feel good, right? And get your day started on a positive note, right?
It's fun to play music. Like, anyone can play music. You just gotta start.
Yes, exactly, absolutely. Well, Delon, thank you so much for coming today. I feel
Thank you for having me.
We're having a very good discussion.
It's great. This is excellent. This is beyond my. This is wow. Like, I'm honored to even have this opportunity.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
You're welcome. Pleasures. Thank
I
you.
really hope we can have you back sometime, right?
I'd be
I like to
honored.
follow up with my guests like a couple months down the road, see maybe you created something new and you have it to share with us.
Sure.
Right? That'll be amazing, like maybe a giant print.
Of course. Yeah. Like, sure. Of course.
Right, and we'll put it right here behind us. So
Okay.
we can view on the motivational background there.
Awesome.
So that'd be nice. So guys, you can find Delon and follow him on hashtag Wonderful Crafts, or just tag Wonderful Crafts on Instagram, on Pinterest, Wonderful Crafts, all in one word, Facebook, Wonderful Crafts, and on his website, wanderfulcraftsrits.com. So again, it's wanderfulcrafts, WRITS.com. So today we had Delon Ross, an amazing, inspiring creator, calligraphist, motivational artist, and we will see you next week with another amazing guest. So stay tuned, guys.
That's all, folks. If you like Iron Fiddle songs, download them at herodomingo.com/music. See you next time.
Woo! Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad. It's great.